Can't put the new road equipment to use yet, huh?
No, scared I'm break it. Ain't heavy enough for me.
Okay, the red recording light is on. The clock is running. I'll try it again.
You think you're good?
I do, but I've thought that for several weeks now.
Our positive thinking, that little bit of hope. So what we didn't realize last week was we're not gonna be here on the 17th, so we gotta do the meeting on the 23rd of February. The public meeting,
Oh, okay, public.
same time, just the 23rd of sleeps.
Of February.
February, yep.
Where obsessive.
Sherry's still working on them, but she's been out of the office. There's a lot of other issues going on. They're continuing to work on this, but they have a lot of issues working. So the intent is on the 23rd, then everything is all ready for presentation.
11 that we've been.
Yep.
Did the math on that, take 2.6 landowners per week to have.
Right, but
Seems kind of excessive that it's taken this long.
right, but the clerk and recorder have a lot of responsibilities. They don't have just the type 1 zoning, so they've got other issues to work on.
Says that they're presented with a petition, they to process that petition in 85 days for it to be completed.
Okay.
So we're kind of running, we've been patient.
Yeah, I'm not saying that. It's just that we've got to wait till the clerk and recorder completes their part of it. And
Beyond compliance.
Okay.
Yeah, I understand there's been health issues and all of that, and then I think we've been patient and we just want it done.
right, understood. And what's the remedy from the Senate bill? If it goes too long?
If it goes too long, you guys are all subject to recall,
Okay,
so.
It's not much of a threat.
Then, and everything that's supposed to be involved as well. Process in the clerk report, county attorney.
Okay.
Subject to recall if it doesn't get processed. And, none of us are wanting that to happen. That isn't. But, I just think we've been patient. And then the other thing, we're gonna have to go back to this resolution and the clause that you guys put in there. The causing financial liability to people in the zone. I visited with a lawyer and he says, and I'll just read this. It's highly unlikely the county's demand that landowner in zone district agree to indemnify the county against any and all lawsuits that arise in relation to zoning enforcement would be lawful. It's not lawful for you to do that. MCA 76-110 defines the appeal procedure under type 1 zoning. Nothing in the procedure anywhere else in the type 1 zoning laws require the landowners to be legally responsible, i.e. indemnified, if in perpetuity for the county's adoption and enforcement of type 1 zone. The power of a zone under type 1 is a power granted to citizens by legislature. Any requirement by the county as to indemnification essentially is a requirement to make citizens pay to exercise the right granted to them by the legislature. The district court in Lewis and Clark County recently looked into similar issues where the state attempted to charge voters in an onerous filing fee to file a ballot initiative. The court determined the state could not infringe upon the right granted to them in law by making it cost prohibitive. And then she gets the law and the motions and all of that. So it's illegal for you to have that clause in there. So you need to remove it.
so your lawyer is saying if the small percentage of voters that are that want the type 1, If they want the type 1 and then the county is sued, then the vast majority of voters in Macomb County that have no say in it, they're the ones liable financially.
Everybody is, because it has to be, equitable across the board. So if you don't have that in any of your zones, which you can't because it's illegal. So if you don't have that clause in any of your zones that says the people within the zone are liable in any of your zones, then you can't have it in this one. It's illegal. And you can't make us pay for legislation, which is what you're trying to do. And there's court cases. It's, it's just,
I'm glad you made a copy because I didn't retain everything you just read to us.
I figured, I just wanted to read it. So it's already been brought to the court. The judge will definitely. But you can't charge us to be, and it's already been legislated, so a judge will throw it out. And then I asked her, and it's not in this letter, but I asked her, well, what would happen if it goes to court? And the judge looks at this and she said, well, after he's done laughing, he'll fine the county. So you need to remove it.
Okay. Since we have time before the meeting, can you have your lawyer contact the county attorney? Okay,
So what role has the county attorney had in this?
he's reviewing
Specifically the liability part.
your current paperwork.
Was that his advice to you guys?
Put that liability in
The
there.
liability in there? Or where did that come from?
What he said is he wasn't sure it could be enforced.
Right. So
So he said he wasn't sure it could be enforced, but therefore still do it.
He said, give it a try.
No, he had, the question was, can we put that in? He didn't say give it a try, he said we can put it in. And then he said he wasn't sure it could be enforced.
See, yeah. But never mind.
well, this is what this lady does for a living specifically with.
Right.
zoning.
Yeah, so I'm just asking if you can have her send her information to John, and then John will give us his opinion to take it out.
It's
So,
probably just
so-
what-
I'm curious why John didn't look up this law.
because we didn't ask him to.
Oh, you didn't ask him?
No,
So where did this come, but he said do it.
no, he did not say do it.
Okay, all right.
So I said, here is a clause. He said he didn't know if it could be enforced. So that's what he said.
but
So,
According to this lady, not only is it not enforceable,
and that's not the question I asked.
Where did the clause come from?
I wrote it
You wrote it?
Okay, that's what I think.
because I've had landowners. We have nothing to do with this. It's a small percentage of the landowners in the county.
Right.
Why am I gonna be liable for what a small percentage of the landowners want there?
well, and the other,
Majority of that zone though. That's what I was wondering if John, yeah, so John.
No, the people in the zone want it, I agree.
Yeah.
But I've had multiple people that don't want zoning at all. If they do have zoning, they don't want it on them, but they don't want to be held responsible for zoning that doesn't impact them.
the other thing this lady said, that you guys are very worried about being sued. Here, there's the meeting. Lawsuit. And she said that it's gotten, all of this ruckus that's been going on across Montana. She says it's gotten where if NextEra would dare to bring a lawsuit to any county, it would then be taken up by the state as a class action lawsuit. They can't sue for legislation. They cannot sue. They have no standing. So she said, you guys working out of the fear of a lawsuit, it's unnecessary.
Well, it's not the fear of a lawsuit, it's I've had other voters that have said, I'm not in this type zone, why should I have to pay legal bills for somebody else's zoning?
Okay, there's no full bills if nobody sues, right?
I mean, I can go back to these people and tell them, you know, here's this more information, but I can only go on what I had at the time. You know, and they're reading the same stuff on social media.
Well,
Just a little clarification too, as far as contacts. Gina and I sat with Austin Knudsen. Dealing with him about this very thing.
Yeah.
And he said, under no grounds does an exterior have to sue.
Right.
He said the state is on this right now, if next year tries to sue a county.
Right, and I really like Austin to
I would
write
just say
something.
that, right. So,
Right, I would really like Austin to write something. Cause we have to back out with paperwork and everything else what we're doing. And I'm not doubting his word, but if he would write something that says, here you go.
State has your back.
So,
Right.
yeah, have you back. So I just kind of, yeah, my question about John was, you know, what his involvement and understanding is he's not had very much involvement with this.
No, because we're going on our interpretation of Montana Code Annotated. And we're going, you know, we've looked at it because overall the opinion is we don't want outside lawyers looking at it. So we're moving forward to what we've got. And, you know, it's whatever you're at 80%-ish,
87.
yeah, of approval. So my interpretation from reading Montana Code Annotated, when you come to us, you got 60%, I don't see how I can vote saying, no, you can't have the zoning. The only thing I read in Montana Code Annotated, you got 60%. But that's, you know, until it's presented, we can't vote.
Been, that brings us back to the time frame here.
Right.
Just need that office to do the job that they're supposed to be done. And you said, well, they've got all this other stuff to do. Well, actually, presenting that petition, put it as priority, because now you have 21 days when you accept the petition. That 21 days is long past. We've been 7 days at this.
Yep.
So we need to get this process through without any more.
Yeah, they're not deliberately dragging their feet. They're not. They just,
They can process 2.5 landowners in a week.
It's not as easy as just getting on Google Maps, because Google Maps.
No, but it isn't. Not she
Yeah.
pulling up a deed.
Yeah.
right, we don't run that office. That's
I
the ultimate
understand.
answer. We control their budget.
How many have?
I didn't talk to Sherry last week, so I don't know.
And she won't be in today.
No, she won't be in today.
So this zoning is kind of written up, it's pretty close to like what Weaver County has, correct?
You're type 1.
No,
We didn't compare it against.
Weeble.
They have countywide.
They're countywide, they're.
Yeah, no,
They're type two.
Dalton County wrote theirs.
Zone two.
Yeah.
Yeah. they're not type one.
Zone two.
Their zone two.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're zone two. Their commissioners basically wrote it, and I believe it's a zone two.
Yeah,
It is.
they're,
Yes.
yeah, Weebo is definitely type 2.
And they've never hear about them getting sued by any wind companies for it, have you?
No,
We have not.
we're not delaying your that.
No, but I'm just saying,
Right.
I guess after they.
everybody's, you know, like them other counties, they were so scared when they did it, they were gonna get sued, and Weebo did it first, and that was the end of it. You never heard any more about it.
Yeah.
There,
I guess I heard the company just left.
and it was the end of it.
Yeah.
And it could be, I don't know.
Are you guys able to get John Rubus to respond to anything in the last couple of weeks?
We don't have your paperwork back from him yet. No.
Okay. And we've noticed that our meetings we're having every 2 weeks. Chad can't get any responses to questions we have from him also. I don't think he's attended the last 3 meetings, you know.
It could be.
He was attending by Zoom before, was it?
Yeah, attending by Zoom, you know, and like he don't even have time to do that. And that's of course very frustrating because then we can't talk to legal counsel a little bit while we're having a meeting. And Chad says, I'm not getting responses or answers, so I'm there again, I suppose you're not his boss, but there's some way to put some pressure on him, you know, to help us keep moving along.
The only hammer we own is the budget,
Uh-huh.
and we can't take away his pay.
Well, I sure wish you could. If you've got the hammer, I
Well,
would
we
take it
The
away.
pay is not something we can And, I mean, take a paycheck away from a lawyer, we will get sued.
Well, to
I mean,
me, it's
we
just
can tell-
like if I don't show up for work, you guys ain't gonna pay me. How long are you gonna pay me?
Government employees are a little bit different.
I'm sure.
We can, if you would like, we'll go ahead and try it, but when the county gets sued by its own county attorney and then has to find a lawyer to defend themselves, that's not gonna go.
Oh,
So I don't see us taking his paycheck away.
sure.
So, but you're, like, you can come to see us, you're welcome to stop in when he's in the office.
These people that, were concerned about what you're talking about, that they're for the wind tower, or maybe they're not even for them, but they don't wanna pay any legal
Yeah.
expense through their taxes. Is there a lot of those, or is there a handful of those? Cause there's not a lot
The
of
people that-
people in this zone one petition.
No, but that's the zone one's not the issue. The complaints have not come from inside the zone one. You've
I've
got
had one,
eight,
and I don't know.
okay. But you've got 80%, and I think Montana code is clear. If you have 60%, which are 20% past there.
Right.
Then, I mean, the other 19 could be really, really mad, but 60% trumps it. That's what it comes down to.
Correct.
It's people outside type one
Yeah.
that have nothing to do with it and either don't want zoning or whatever. Don't want to be liable for something that's gonna impact somebody else.
But you stopped at a certain area on this zoning because you had enough people in that zone. I mean, it's not like you polled the whole county.
Right, and that's,
And there's probably, I'm just going out on the limb, there are probably more people against than there is for in the county.
and there could be, but we don't have a way to reach out to 100% of people in the county and say, okay, do you want zoning over here and are you willing to pay for it? I mean, we could start talking to each one individually, we could do a whole bunch of things, but we're not at this point, we're going forward the way it says.
And we are going through, and he's on that board of the type 2 zoning too. And as soon as that goes through this,
The planning board's a whole nother issue, they're doing all encompassing zoning countywide.
So what if that zone two, there's a lawsuit against it?
Well, at the type 2, we're gonna have public meetings for the entire county.
Right.
We're gonna have this public meeting. And if the rest of the county shows up and doesn't like type 1, then we're gonna say, thank you for your opinion, but you don't get a vote. You can have 100 people in the room and you guys are here, they way outnumber you, but they're outside the zone. They don't get a vote in that zone.
Right, but I guess that's not my question. I'm still back to the liability part. If you're worried about next year suing zone one, why don't you have a fear of them suing zone two?
we do.
And they might, but then if you're in zone 2, if you're in the entire county,
Yeah.
you've had an opportunity to come in and say, I want zoning or I don't want zoning. But if you're not in type 1, you have the ability to say something about it, but your vote doesn't count. Because you're not in the zone. The only votes that matter are that those folks, however many you got, 70 people, those are the only votes that matter out of 1,700 people in the county.
Type 2 of the whole county, everybody would be responsible for this county getting sued.
Right, and they'll have their opportunity to come in and say, yes, I like it, yes, I don't, or whichever.
Wondering, yeah, so, yeah.
Once again, if it's actually illegal for you to have that.
Right, and you've gotten legal guidance and found that out. And then your lawyer can talk to our lawyer and he'll tell us to absolutely take it out. So,
What if your lawyer just looks into it?
Would be best. How hard would it be for John to look up those codes that are written in that little letter and say, okay, yeah, this is.
well, part of it is the
Because
type,
he's supposed to do that. That's what you hired him to do. So rather
Right,
than me
but we
having to say a lawyer, John's supposed to do and look into this, then John should just look into it and go, hey, yeah, you guys need to take that out of there. She's correct.
And he
He's
could,
got
but
that
he's-
information, so you can just.
we have other things we've got working on too.
Okay,
We could send that through.
understand that.
We
We can-
understand he's working on a lot of different things.
Yeah.
However, this is different. And it's a
And-
matter of-
And he's still gonna have to look it up regardless of her opinion to him. He
Yeah.
still have to look at
So,
it. Yeah.
yeah.
Right, but
When we
also,
call her, she says, John, you need to look this up. He's gonna look it up. So why not have him just look it up?
but part of it is that the part of type one says that the expenses until it's accepted are all paid by the type one.
So you're gonna tell me that the county attorney looking up a code is my responsibility, not
No, I'm
his
telling
job?
you, we have working on, we're trying to get other things out of them as opposed to answering one question on the type one.
And you can't answer the question like what?
I think what Gene is getting at is, can't you call him up and say, can you take a look at this for us real quick?
All I'm
And
asking is
make-
for you to send you the information you got from the lawyer to our lawyer.
We got the
right there.
paper right
Right,
there.
but I'm just asking you to send it to him, that's all.
Yeah.
All right, so.
Right, but I would like you to send it to him.
You want me to send an
Yes,
email that
please.
says that.
Yes.
Why not?
Yeah.
He's not gonna do work for us, is what I'm worried about. But he would do work for the commissioners.
It does seem to me like that should be a request from one of you.
Yeah.
Right, I'm just asking you to send the email and then we will follow up with him. Right, but this is printed. If you send an email is an email. That's all I'm asking.
Why can't, right, then he sees the email from Gina Master and it goes over here and doesn't follow up on it.
Right, but we're gonna follow up with him. I'm just asking her to send the email to him.
You will contact him then.
Yes. I'm asking
Only-
her to
All right.
send the email.
And the expedient, they could do it today. Send it to him right now if you need his address. Okay, I'm just confused, Alan, why you even want to pursue this? With the,
Because we've never done type one zoning, we've had people ask questions. So if you have people are asking us questions, we're just trying to get answers. We're trying to protect. Not gonna get in trouble water. We're trying to look out for all the interests of all the people in the county, that's all.
there's a lot of things, I guess, that I pay my taxes go towards, and I guess that I don't have any say, and I may not agree with it, but I don't come in here and explain.
What
And I
what
guess
is it,
That's what I don't understand with you. Why can't you go to bat for us?
what is it that you don't have a vote or a voice on that you're paying for?
Well, probably a lot of things and some money to spend.
But give me one.
Okay. Number one, our road going in there, we take care of it. The county won't.
So you don't like your road, you can talk to the road foreman.
The county won't, the county, you guys got a rule. Private road going into our place.
Oh. Yeah. Yeah, so the county has policies. There's no way the county could cover everybody's private road.
Mine is.
I mean, there's gotta be a stop.
Mine is High Taylor.
The county just doesn't have the money to cover every private road in the county.
I understand that. Still pay taxes for it.
South or down there.
Right, and roads to your place.
It's T. Taylor,
I come out,
Macomb County, Montana, and T, I guess.
Okay,
.gov.
so but you never touch any county roads.
well, we do some, yeah,
Okay.
but
And I
it
can't
just
get it.
seems like, that's not the only thing. It just seems like there's a lot of. things.
Right, but then,
And if
so you don't like the roads, you can talk to the fishermen, you can talk to the road foreman. There's lots of
Maybe send it
options.
there because.
But if you're not in type one and you want type one,
Has been.
you cannot get any satisfaction.
Just Lonnie, it's not Lonnie, sorry, Al Jensen.
I don't know how you want to pursue something when
And then
your lawyer
the
says
same
it's
the
probably
mine
not.
from there,
We're not trying to pursue it, we're just trying to get clarification.
Macomb County MT.
There's multiple weeks before we even have this meeting.
I guess. I kind of see both sides of this a little bit, but if you want clarification, pick up the phone and call John. And tell him you're gonna fax him that or whatever and have him take a look at it. I mean, if you want to delay things, have their lawyer that she talked to contact that lawyer and dink around, but you guys are the commissioners. And I would assume that the county attorney will answer the phone if you call.
Right, and we're not delaying it.
If he doesn't, that's a problem.
Right, we're not delaying it.
But it sure has that look.
And
I'm not
and it-
saying that you are, but it has that look. And I guess all of these processes, they get drug out and this one isn't gonna get forgotten.
It's not. We
Why,
didn't-
why not? Look, I guess I'm just trying to say, can we speed the process up at all? And if anybody has the authority to speed the process up, I would assume it.
Well, we've set a public meeting, so one way or another, we're going forward from that point.
And public meetings not for another month.
The
Correct.
23rd, yeah. And at that point, we'll set when we vote on it.
Well, all of these issues that they're talking about today need to be resolved by the 23rd.
Agreed.
And we can't do it at the speed that it's been happening.
So John surely knows today's commissioners meet. If you were to pick your phone up, Ty or Lomedy and dial John, would he answer the phone to answer a question of yours?
Depends if he's in court or not.
In fact,
He has court. Does a lot of court on Monday.
We can definitely leave him a message today.
Yeah.
We got other questions for him.
but I'm saying, you know, it's been, since this has been presented, it's been 77 days. And I mean, we're not pushing, we definitely haven't pushed you guys.
And it's been 3 weeks since I raised the question of
Yeah.
the clause that we put in there. We obviously knew way back when that it wasn't right. And now we have a lawyer that said it's not right. John could have easily looked up the same statute that she's looked up. She could have easily looked up the case from Sweetwater County and had said, hey, yeah, she's right. Oh, yeah, that couldn't be in there. I mean, it's.
Is that the only,
Attorney, she's busy too, but it took her a day. To find this, and I would think in a matter of, we can go way back. How much time did John have to look it up? That's why I question whether he's involved or not. Maybe he doesn't even. What I'm wondering.
It was a cold call. She didn't know who I was. I called her up, asked her a question. She said, I'll send you an email. Gave me information. She sent me an email and in 2 hours I got answers. So I just can't believe that in 3 weeks' time, John couldn't have looked up the same codes and statutes, come up with the same resolution answer and said, hey, you guys need to take that out of it. I mean, it just doesn't make sense.
I didn't ask him that specific question.
Okay,
So,
right, so that,
But I was wondering, what I asked earlier.
is that,
right, he
the-
provided his guidance.
So what guarantee do we have that you will have that answer? When will you have it, I guess is what I should ask John.
Well, we don't know what odds are based on what your lawyer has said, then we'll take the clause out.
Okay.
We'll get clarification from them because we'll have to have it prepped by that public meeting.
is that paragraph the only issue you see with the resolution?
Yeah. It's yeah,
And that's part of the reason we presented this early. Because we could have just held on to this public meeting and said, surprise, here you go. That wasn't our intention. So we're trying to share information. We're trying to get this done. It's just that,
so. Yeah, you guys are all sensible, reasonable men, and you're sitting here looking at this letter. Realize that this lady is obviously, this is what she does. I'll give you her number, you can call her and she'll tell you this is what I do for a living. You could just say, hey, this is silly, we need to just take this out. Obviously, you haven't relied on John to put it in, so you might as well just take it out now so that we don't have to work our way through all of this nonsense.
and my only question for John
Well,
is
you
gonna
already
be,
know that there's a case study, you already know that there's a case that's gone through the court that said you cannot do this.
the only thing that pops out to me on this is it talked about an owner's filing fee. And this isn't a filing fee.
No, but it's an onerous activity, so you're trying to cause us responsibility and onerous, burden put upon us. So
We're
that-
not, we're just trying to get clarification
Yeah, it's an.
before we
onerous
commit the whole
burden
county.
on the People. that do that. Put a burden, so be it a fee or a clause indemnifying people, you cannot do that. It's illegal in her response, and she didn't put it in the letter, but I'll just tell you that she said, well, when the judge is through laughing, he will throw it out and fine the county. So unless you want to be publicly mocked and fined, just take the silly thing out because it doesn't need to be in there.
Right, and we're trying to get questions answered because we have other people outside type 1 that have asked about it.
Right, and did they find legal counsel for this way or for you to get that opinion? I mean, did they pay?
Like the-
something, you know?
The-
Okay, the other people that came to you and said they don't want to pay for legal activities.
Yes.
Okay, what standing did they have to make that statement that convinced you that you have to put a liability clause in?
It's not convinced, it's just, it was a concern that was raised.
Somebody decided it had to be in there.
Yeah, I wrote, I'll admit, I'm the one that wrote it and I'm the one who put it in there.
Okay,
So I did, because I've had people raise that question. And it's at least a legitimate question to ask,
it is very.
but
legitimate.
this is not, that's why I said draft on it. I mean,
And
it's,
if I understand correctly, there was not a follow-up on it. It was just written from the suggestions of those people.
right,
Okay,
yeah, because,
and we have a county attorney that should have been consulted, I think. On that
And-
issue.
So if I
maybe
came in
maybe I
here-
should have, but part of everybody's complaining through what Prairie County's doing, every time there's a lawyer involved, and people don't like what the lawyer's saying.
Well,
So-
we're going a little beyond what this here is. This is very basic. Very simple. I got a question and just, well, I guess maybe later I just got, it's not really related. It has to do with the taxation of towers. Next year it showed up at the planning board meeting and boy, talk about confusing.
We got no input on that.
Do you have any number, any idea of that? Would generate from even on ball?
They've got like a sheet they handed out.
But that was all under, and they have never put one on without the tax abatement. They've never given one without the tax abatement.
And that one was extremely vague.
Yeah,
Like,
it was.
meeting, Greg, did you figure out a number? He just started throwing stuff out there and then vague and then backtracking and then just, yeah.
Right, and then,
It was like he was lost.
well, and the state won't tell you, the state will not tell you for Tower 1, this is what the state gets, this is what, the state's the one that divvies up
You're right.
where those tax dollars are
So
coming.
if you had to just guess, how much is the state gonna keep out of that?
I think they get 40 or 50% of it.
Oh.
They get a good cut of it.
So it turns out it's not much money to the county.
No, it wasn't.
No, but they,
He said, because he said if the life of the wind farm is 30 years, the county would get 11,000 or 11 million.
Right.
And then, okay, is that, check, rest of it.
Yep.
And well, something like that, could be 24, no, it wouldn't be that, he just kind of started dancing. Right? So
But
what
that-
if the life of that wind farm's only 20 years? You gotta cut that by a fourth.
and that money is to the county, and it's not clear if that includes what the school gets, because the school is in the county.
Well, he was saying he told us the high school budget. He says the high school could double their budget. And he told us the elementary school, says the elementary school could double their budget. He said,
By the numbers I've
the
seen.
county could upgrade their road equipment. Build a new fair building, new senior center, and all this stuff. And I'm doing the math, and I went 50%. If the county actually gets to keep 50% of that money. Of course, then he was asked about state towers. You figuring, well, yeah.
Right.
So we got to back 3 towers out from the $11 million deal and on as it comes down. Just kind of do rough math. At best case scenario would be the county would be getting 180,000 a year.
Ish,
If it's a 30-year program.
right.
But if it's a 20-year, what if the towers fall apart in 15 years?
But they also, they want their tax abatements. This is like when Keystone was coming through. The state right away said Macomb County was gonna get between 6 and 8 million a year, Macomb County. So the schools were different, that's what the state said. And then we went back like a year later and said, okay, how much? And then the state will no longer say. So this has been 10, 15 years, the state will not break out what tax dollars you're gonna get. But look at Custer County, because they have a fair number of wind towers. Miles City is hurting for money, and Custer County is not rolling in cotton.
Hmm.
Now,
It's interesting.
Foresight has a lot, and they've got money. They don't have oil money, but how many towers do they have? They got a lot, and they got more coming, they got the transmission lines. It's not,
Colstrip.
it's not life-changing money.
And reservations.
Well, I kind of wondered if they were any more straight with you than they were.
No,
with-
they've never been, there's
Well,
nothing I've heard from them guys that ever.
You know, they put out what their numbers were kind of thing, but then, yeah, you're right, everything was, well, but, or this.
They
or-
wouldn't even give the value of one tower.
Right,
And that's all they'd had to do, and somebody could have took that number and had it assessed by an assessor and figured it out. But they won't even tell you whether a tower is worth 150,000 or 1.5 million. They just won't give an answer.
and then there's a second question. Is it the value of the tower or is the value of the electricity it produces? Because in Wyoming, there's a whole field that I think it's for 2 years has produced no electricity. So my understanding is those towers are paying nothing.
I've heard it both ways. And
Right. But, you know, it's a gazillion-dollar company.
whatever was told one time is kind of prorated, like your income tax would be at, you know, a certain amount of kilowatts generated, they pay more.
Right.
And if they're choosing to shut that tower down, they're not generating those kilowatts and buy down their tax liability.
And, yeah,
Buy it down, but.
And there's nothing anybody can do to stop.
Yep, and then they, yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Basically, it really would not be a benefit. You know, a couple ranchers will pay that much money.
It's one of those, when Keystone was coming, that was life-changing money for the county. Keystone money was life-changing money. That would have not healed everything, but would have been really big.
Steady, it'd be steady income.
Yeah,
Right. And next year, be some nice to have money. And I'm not knocking 180,000. It's nice to have money. Yes, it'd be great. Every third year, we could buy one new road grader or. But it's not life-changing money whatsoever. And that's before we even look at what we'd have to
well,
do
there
with
was
our roads.
a depreciation scale they had on there too.
Well, that's where the tax abatement came.
Well, I'd rather my property taxes get raised than next year.
But it's,
Just pay additional portion.
You can wonder by their ad, how many million, and what are we talking, 12 or whatever it is, 1,000 towers.
Is that? what
oh,
they
no,
put up?
we're,
And they actually told you how many towers they're gonna put up, cause they never gave us a straight answer on how many towers they're gonna put
I
up.
think there's 13 on the map.
Yeah.
State section.
Well, there's 3 of them on the state section, though.
That'll bring it down to 10.
Yeah, I got that one, though, but I asked him, cause there's more ground out there.
oh, and can I have you email your copy of the addresses? Cause Ty's computer, right, you sent it to Ty and we can't get in this.
No,
computer.
I give her Lonnie's too.
Oh, you gave it to Lonnie too? Okay, all right, never mind.
Yeah,
I didn't get it through.
yeah, my computer's, Lonnie's hacked it, I think. Cause all they did is his private email when it comes up, and I don't wanna look at his private email.
You learn anything?
I know.
I gotta know his PIN number and he won't give it.
I guess as far as this meeting comes up, the public meeting, That needs to be advertised extremely well.
And we're gonna hang it around.
We send the ad to the
Or
paper.
maybe some Facebook ads and stuff.
Yeah.
The only reason I'm saying that is out in your area, my landlord's already been contacted by another company, not Nexera.
Yeah.
For wind towers out there on that divide. And even though you're not in this deal right now, I mean, I think the zoning deal would be relatively important to most everybody over in,
Well, I would like to see the pipe too, will go through myself.
yeah. Because, it isn't gonna be just these 13 towers. There's more than one company that wants to do
No,
this.
Wrights have been contacted, Trotters have been contacted.
A lot of them.
Yeah.
Somebody was over by Flowing Well too, is my understanding.
Yeah, there's little divides all over this county and they wanna stack them towers on.
Quite
There's
And-
here,
and-
but time is kind of the essence, that's what we're pushing, zone one. Zone two is.
yeah.
I mean, a long way out, a lot of things can transpire before zone two's realized. So that's why we're pushing for this zone one and assuming we thought this would be done well with Christmas. You know,
But when,
that's a lot of time, so that's why we kind of want to have a zone against next year up on the existing project that's being planned. And I totally agree that something has to be done countywide.
it does, and you, I know you said that you've had some county folks that are concerned about paying. Well, this is gonna happen in other areas of the county, and if you don't think the people on the western side of the county aren't gonna do the same thing that the people on the eastern side did, that they're going to. And I guess, that needs to be made clear to those folks that you might not want to pay for it, but eventually, if there was a lawsuit, the county is the county and we're supposed to be kind of a group. I mean, everybody here's got their area and it's, I don't know how to compare it. If I came in and said, geez, my kids aren't using this school anymore, I want my taxes
Oh, yeah, I get it.
reduced.
But you've also, there are definitely some people that do not want any zoning whatsoever, no matter what it is.
Well,
So,
we've already got zoning. I mean, there's airport zoning. I can't put up anything over so many feet.
right, and that was an FAA requirement. If we wanted federal money to keep our airport open, that
And,
was the choice.
yeah, and you chose that we
Right.
wanted the free money.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I guess I'm done talking.
What would the time frame be on type two? What is the process on
well-
that goes on, really?
Here's the thing with Chad, and we just went through what needs to be done. And at best would be June.
Oh,
I
Do
think,
you agree, Greg?
Yeah.
Cause I always ask Chad, how far are you getting that? Proposal each meeting, and okay, so then do the math on it. And not every meeting has a forum, so you can't do it, work on it.
Right.
And then, yeah, it says what, when I just roughed the math in my head, and said, that's why I asked him, so we realistically are looking June. He said,
you're meeting twice a month.
Meeting twice. And the last two meetings, we just had a quorum. I mean, I like all the shit, we didn't have a quorum and finally somebody else walked in the door, so we got something done. But I'd almost like to at the next meeting say, maybe we should do this once a week. Maybe we can get this done a little sooner. I mean, whether it's 2 weeks apart or it's once a week, once calving hits, a couple of you guys are gonna want to come in here. Let's get after this thing. Let's get her done.
You could have them call in though, too.
you know,
Right, they can zoom in and we can do it, but you know, don't seem like hardly any of them do.
Oh, okay.
so
So,
what if, could you get people to agree to have, let's say, a 2-hour session or 3-hour session, you know, your meeting? While everybody is there, because they go 3 hours. And then just get a lot done. And then they wouldn't have to come back the next week.
right, you know, I think maybe what we should do is start at 10 in the morning. Have 2 hours, go to lunch, do 2 more hours. Or let's put in a whole afternoon. Let's
I-
start at 1 o'clock and go till 5 or 6. Let's get her done.
You could finish it in a day if you did that.
Those daytime meetings, though, take Chad, for instance, there's gonna be people that's a
Right.
work
Oh,
problem
yeah,
with.
I understand.
Once he started it.
Mhm.
How long do you meet for now?
Usually it's 2 hours. Catherine's meet at 5:30. And then like he says, some people got a ways to drive, so he likes us to adjourn by 7:30.
And there's other business to conduct during.
Did you get those?
Yeah.
Addresses from Jeannie?
Well, that's our concern is just by the time zone 2 is realized next year is been
Yeah.
the end, it started.
Today or
and-
recently, or,
It's been a couple of weeks ago.
yeah, I'll search her
you
name
know,
and see.
Nothing's, I mean, it's just freewheeling. Like at the meeting, they gave the reason Ross came, four of them came. I don't know why they had that for them. They came.
Yep.
But Ross's
I got
purpose of that meeting was to
Yep.
convince the zoning committee that
Can you
there
send
may
them
not
to
be
me?
anything. They are looking to follow for the community and we're just gonna, everything's hunky dory, you know. It'll be best if you let us make the decisions, basically. That's what it was all about. And he gave reasons why. Some of them were not quite believable, others, yeah. But
Some of them he set the state and you know, the little grade setbacks. You know, to me, that was a big one. Like,
any other.
I don't think we need to make our
No,
own.
like
stuff.
next parents,
The state has,
I assume they have to have
Right.
road permits
the
or.
state has. That doesn't. Talk.
Yeah.
So they know. That still got, we still got 3 months to break ground or something. We'll make sure we'll make sure we break ground before that zone 2 gets enacted.
Well, and the other thing, what we could do, and I haven't looked at the calendar yet. So after our first public meeting, then is that 15 days? Because we could set, let's just do that now.
Yeah, public comment.
Thanks.
The public comment should,
So February 23rd.
you could actually vote the same day as the public comment. Once you're done with the public comment, you can pass it.
15 days.
Yeah,
15 days.
Well, I think what we do. 23rd. Second. 9th of March. Because the public comment would give people the opportunity to input. Do we set the 23rd as a public meeting and the voting on the 9th of March?
Actually, you could vote on the same day. The 15 days is the public comment, so you've put that out, you've got the public comment. You could actually make the vote on the very same day.
You could do the public comment before the 23rd, you mean?
No. The
You gotta
public,
have the meeting.
the public comments can be the 23rd, but Jeannie's saying is we can just, because we would do a separate announcement that we're gonna vote, we're gonna take public comment and then vote on it. I thought we had to have 2 public meetings. Thought we'd have a public meeting and then vote on it at a second meeting.
The public hearing shall have been held not less than 15 days after notice,
Okay,
There.
that's covered.
and then posted in 3 public places.
Yep.
Resolution to adopt the district or any parts covering functional elements, blah, blah, blah. Let's see.
So other than just a circle banner, putting a
And then
notice in.
Yeah, sorry about that.
So-
Well, we're gonna email, or we're gonna physically mail the people in the type 1. So I'll get those addresses, we'll get those
According
sent
to
out.
this. 15 days, you have to comment. Soon as you say, okay, public comment is over, you can make your vote that very day. So on the 15th, you can vote.
Okay, so we'll adjust our letter
23rd.
The
on
next,
the 23rd.
23rd.
The 23rd.
Oh, the 20.
Oh,
On the 23rd, after the public comment period.
so we'll have a vote, a resolution, vote, and you guys will give us 5 names for the planning board. For type 1.
So
Right?
this person said Jerry, Greg, Larry. And Jim, right?
Oh, and Josh.
Josh Murphy too.
Josh too.
Yeah.
Okay.
You guys want to make up, you have a notice that you post. You want me to take it north and get it out? I'll make the trip to Vida, to Harry's Club and somewhere over by,
That'd be great, and then it
you
would,
know, the lake, and I mean, I'll
Do-
know it's, yeah.
Greg, do we have your email so we can send it to you, or,
I don't know, you can have it,
or do you want us just to print it here and it'll be here when you come by sometime?
if you print it here, I'll just grab it.
Okay.
And I'll go up and pin it up, if they'll let me pin it.
Um,
The bar's okay.
by this afternoon, we can have it done?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so
What's that?
We can have it done.
we'll have it done by this afternoon. You don't have to come in this afternoon,
Okay,
but we'll have it done by this afternoon.
okay.
So the 23rd will be public comment. We'll get the wording right. Public comment and
should we put it in like that Free Trader or the Wolf Point paper or something, cover that north part of the county?
It sure wouldn't hurt, you know, then you've made.
That free trader is only once a month. That is,
Yeah.
that's a hit and miss if you're gonna get that.
I like the idea of posting at places. Cause then we could also have law enforcement put it
Harry's
up.
nightclub's gonna get most of everybody's.
Sure.
Divide post office, that's.
Cause we could have law enforcement.
They got a pretty good diner there too.
And they get a lot of the basketball.
Yeah, they do.
I suppose we don't dare put it up by the school.
Right.
You know,
If they give permission, it's just a public meeting.
I'll just have.
And you can put it at the school, you just,
Yeah,
if they give you permission.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But,
yeah.
you guys knew.
I don't think we can send it home with the kids, but putting it up in the school, I think is fine.
Right, well, if I drive by there, I'll just.
Yeah.
And then we made one hell of a attempt.
And then in my area, I don't, it's just.
Yeah.
Well, and you're right,
Yeah.
you're right about Facebook.
Well,
We'll use the Facebook.
I'm not, I
Yeah,
couldn't
there
do
were
it.
comments on it for you guys all.
No,
No wife beat.
I hardly ever see them.
Can't read either.
There is a boatload of people on that.
Oh, yeah,
You gotta get to see.
because we'll use the county one and we'll use, the Macomb used.
Yeah.
So this is something we haven't discussed or have no intentions of doing, but the other two counties involved in this. I know Prairie County is discussing implementing regulations, rules for implementing zoning, and maybe some of you have seen this, and it was in the Glendive paper. Yeah, I don't know, you might have been at the meeting about the fees they're talking about. Like $1,750 if you want to implement text. What's the word? For reading my article here,
Goes down to.
text amendments. And for a zoning map, they're suggesting a $17,500 fee. So,
But
I see they tabled it.
yeah, they did.
but their board is the one that would come up with what their rules are for the type one.
This is, yeah, this isn't just for type one zoning. The way it reads, it's for any zoning.
Yeah, we would have to talk to KLJ about, or not KLJ, we'd have to talk to Staley Engineering about. If we're.
Well, I'm not suggesting that we put a 17 down. I'm just putting it out there, what's happening.
It sounded like it was just a fee. It was not negotiable. It didn't water down with the area or anything. and You got none of it back. It was.
If we sell a map for 17.5, we paid for that whole department for the year.
The purpose of it is to offset staff time, advertising cost, and work performed by the county's contract planner related to type 2 zoning applications.
And I think in that public meeting, the commissioners are going to acknowledge that it's past the time frame, the state approved time frame. So just so you have that on record.
Is there a spot in the northwestern corner where I should post this? restaurant, a bar.
I think we'll ask Paul if he would put it at the post office in Fort Peck.
Okay.
Cause that, I mean, if you live up there, if you're getting your mail, you might go in there. But I don't think the bar at the marina's
I don't
open
even
and
think it's open.
Right. The marinas.
I don't, the marina probably, or that, whatever that.
the one up by the dam,
Gateway, but the gateway's not open, but that
oh, the gas station.
gas station's open all the time. Cause, well, it has to be, that's where I get my permits to go to sale.
But the big thing on this type one, I mean, it's nice to notify everybody else, but again, they don't get a vote. So it's good for them to know, but the type two, that'd be great. You know, and type two is more important. The type one, it's a notification factor, but if all 1,600 people show up and say, no, we have not, I cannot see anything that says we can say no to type one. That's just me personally.
I would think there'll be a lot of people would show up, though, just because there's a pretty good chance it's gonna
Oh,
be
yeah.
countywide,
Yeah.
and there's concern about.
Yeah. Yeah, but I think what we're gonna get at a public meeting, the vast majority is gonna be people in support of this type one zone.
Right.
Cause
If
I'm,
I understand correctly, and if the commissioners, what the commissioners can make type one countywide. If I understand correctly, but it seems like I read that or you read it to me.
How could you do that? You have to have a percentage of the landowners.
Well, just like type two, I mean, how do you figure percentage of type twos?
yeah, type two doesn't require a percentage though.
Type ones,
We can check, but
Good regulations, let's make it type two. So the same thing that the planning board's going through, you can just go, hey, this is really good.
we just have the planning board adopt their type one as their type
Correct.
two.
So that the planning
I
board says, you
gotcha.
know, that's what we like, and you guys can say, yeah, let's just do that countywide. That's what we mean by make type one or type two.
Is the type two you're working on pretty similar to what this is, this type one is? As part of
There's nothing
regulations?
about buildings.
Condominiums. There's, the type two is everything in the world.
and type two has fees in it, but type one doesn't. $1,000 per. 1,000.
Yeah, there was some fees, especially for these next era things coming in.
Question, I wrote it down here.
One
Okay,
of the things underneath those, they
Type two is like $100,000.
$1,000 per meg
dollars per meg.
is what this type two has. $1,000 per megawatt. And then there's actually a per tower, a $10,000 flat fee. Of course, Ross argued against that also. Those are different. Those aren't in the type. And of course, road uses. I don't remember what really road use. We're just gonna let that up to the county.
Well, I don't see where they're gonna even get into the road.
Type two has road use language in it.
They gotta come through the county for easements and we don't have any. I've looked, we got two on that mount, but I could find two people that signed easements on road.
And you'd think that would just end all this rate.
I don't see how they're gonna
Well-
get right, because we cannot even go to the table with them without easements and.
We were told if we didn't approve the abatement, that ended it. And
Yeah.
obviously that did not happen.
Need road permit.
Just start.
Yeah.
He says, we could just, you can just pass those off and get started.
You don't have road easements for your county roads.
Not a lot of them, not that many.
We're not proud of the fact, but we looked at Cow Creek. I swear to God, I am not proud of it. We looked at Cow Creek because somebody wanted to buy land. And after 2 attempts to get easements down Cow Creek, I think we can go like a mile
Further.
on Cow Creek. And then after that, it's very spotty. So technically, no, we do not have an easement to fix Cow Creek. We ran into it on Buffalo Creek, same thing, 5 miles. We got like 3 out of 12 landowners said, here's an easement. Now, these are county roads. They're worked on. We're gonna improve them, everything else. But 10, 15 years ago, Prairie County went around and got easements on every road. And we talked about it, that'd be a good idea. The guy that was doing it was there, his mother was sick. Well, he no longer exists one way or the other, so we never got ours done. And now,
We've had, like when we had the one deputy that was injured, we had him work
Yeah.
on it and
it's,
We abandoned a road a few years ago, well, a road, it was a trail, but I think that's how it was. I think even the Union Road out there by us, I don't think there's an easement on some of that.
Hey, there is.
We
Yeah,
found
not all
out
of
that
them.
when we went through that process.
you look at Cow Creek is a major road in the county. And you cannot get from end to end through easements. They're just not there. And then some evens we got are like 16 feet. Back when a road was, to one person's place.
The whole width of the easement was 16.
Opinion, maybe it'll know. Okay, so Ross said they do not need to have permits in place to start construction. And he kind of left that open, didn't name which permits. He said, we don't need to be permitted to start. And I'm assuming he's talking utilities. What else you need? You need permits for what? Utilities? Road use?
We were told he would negotiate road use with us
Yeah,
before we started, but again, when everything's verbal. If nothing's written down,
yeah,
we don't have any proof.
yeah, and that the meeting the other night, nothing was written down,
Correct.
except people that took notes, that means nothing. But that's just stuff that said.
I have another road view question for you. That Tower Road goes up the county line. So which county really has control of that as far as giving them permission to do what they want to do to it? You guys maintain it. Macomb County does. Dawson never has. Who really has the say? Who do they have to go to get authority to mess with that road? You guys, I assume. Huh?
It-
Would it be or?
The part in Prairie or in Dawson County, they would have to give permission. We'd have to give permission on our part. But again, John has told us we cannot do anything with the roads until we have an
That's
easement.
one of them that doesn't have, but one person that ever signed it way back.
Yeah.
The Tower Road.
Yeah, it's the only one person.
So really, they'd have to get approval from both counties to mess with that road then?
And I was told that
Well-
when this county, when we switched from Macomb to Macomb from Dawson, they never did get all the easements back over to Macomb County, and who knows where they're at.
You'd have to get the easements for the landowners.
Right. Well, I just kind of wondered who'd have authority over that road, seeing it's right on the county line.
It's whichever county it's in physically, that county owns it. But
Tell you what, he's dead center. When them boys were,
Okay.
when them boys were surveying, their stake was right in the middle of the road by Alex Grease. That was the corner of the section.
yeah, so we would get out our records, they get out their records, but whichever road they want to start on, we're gonna start from wherever we have our last easement. And we're gonna do like we always do, we send out letters, so you would get a letter in the mail. We would like you to sign this easement. And hopefully, like last time, you either ignore us or crumple it up at home and don't send it back with whatever you really think about it.
Like, hold it for a while now.
But that's what we would do, because we have agreed, eminent domain is something you can use to force it through, we never would do that. The three of us, somebody else might, the three of us would never use it in the domain, so all we can do, John, can I use your road, and if you say no, that's the end of the conversation.
Yeah. I've kind of had that conversation with them before. They want to make it wider. So fiber and the REA is on the corner of one ditch. My fence is on the other ditch.
Yeah.
Yeah, I told them we're gonna get this ground. Well, Carmen, he just kind of shrugged his shoulders and really didn't want to talk about it too much.
Yeah.
So what does a road use agreement look like? They pay a fee to the county? And then,
They would probably go through an inventory each and every road, so, road A has a gravel top, it's X feet wide. And our road foreman for with them and say, yeah, it's sloped, not sloped, whatever the current is. And they would agree, once they're all said and done, the road would be as good or better.
it really needs altered, and it does the county collect any fees, or is there a bond or anything? What is it?
We haven't even talked about it. It's what we asked and what John recommended. Prairie County can do that road agreement, Dawson can do their road agreement, then we would have both of these copies. So that we can sit down with John and their attorney and say, okay, here,
Yeah,
Here's what here's what the big counties decided, because they're gonna do it to their best benefit. So we would do the same thing, but let them do
let them do the footwork.
all that footwork. There was no sense, and they were, I mean, that was one thing, at least he said on that, okay, we understand. But John was adamant that
Do you think there would be a like fee paid to the county? Is the county gonna? let
we sure could.
Because of that or?
There is some clause in that thing I've seen that they
We
pay
could-
up down.
We could
right
put
up
it in a
front.
road use agreement that, we want.
But
X amount.
it was a minimal number that I was like, yeah, that doesn't even start, but
Let's see.
and I didn't start.
But my guess is their lawyer will come back and say, we're already giving you an impact fee, so that's what the impact fee is for. But, I mean, it's not even close to a conversation. I didn't, but it's,
Well,
And we honestly have not heard from them. I don't know how long I haven't.
that was it.
That was,
They gave us that list.
that's been months ago
This
that
might be problematic and not that they're just, maybe the.
I'm hoping. But they have not contacted them. And before he was in your thing every week when they first started there. And then all of a sudden,
Yeah, and once we told them, no abatement, and we don't have, and we're definitely not proud of not having easements on the road. I mean, it's not a badge of
Well,
course.
it might be a good thing right now.
It's just that for whatever reason, over time,
They didn't need it.
Because your shape was good, so we're good.
And who was gonna say no back then if you were gonna build me a road? You know, you got an easement or not, build me a road. I don't-
Yeah, a lot of them roads.
Prairie House was built by all the farmers.
Yeah.
When it started, that wasn't built by the county. The farmers built that road and then the county took it over. So there was no road agreement. Everybody just wanted the road and that's where they went.
They needed a road.
Yeah.
As it stands right now, though, at Cow Creek, for instance, there's a mile of road there that you don't have an easement.
Mhm.
And whoever that landowner might be could shut that down right there.
Well, speaking without being a lawyer, if you own land on Cow Creek and you said, nope, you can't use Cow Creek anymore. The county attorney would be sending you paperwork saying, this is a prescriptive easement. It's been used since 1937.
Right.
It would turn into a court case. So hopefully you as a landowner would go, okay, the county's got deeper pockets, but like if we had somebody from California move in, I guess technically they could.
Yeah, it'd be pretty tough, I think, because we had it where we were driving through a guy's pasture and we checked into it one time. What if the wrong guy would get it, shut you off? And that lawyer basically said, if you drove through there for 50 years, they have never put trespassing stuff, told you can't go through and tried to keep you out, all this, he said, they really don't have a leg to stand on. He said it would be pretty tough for them to just, they can make it miserable for you, but as far as nothing.
The lawyers would fight for a while, but
Right.
I can't see how you close it. Like if it dead ends on your place and you own the last mile, you could do that, because that's just you on your
Let you guys
land.
get back to real business.
They were working on. If you pass the resolution with that clause in there, knowing that it's illegal to have that clause in there, that's where next year it can come in and say, that type one doesn't work because you put a clause in there. So
Yeah.
that's why I'm being so determined about this. I think you couldn't have a tough time making any of us pay, so.
Yeah, and we're
because-
not disputing it, we just,
But
we want to have a paper trail, so that's what we're
Right.
asking for.
So it just needs to come out because I don't want this coming back and then next year I having a right to say, hey,
Agreed.
this is not right. You guys need to take it out. And so your zone is now nullified and we can break ground. Because the point of this is to keep it breaking ground. So that's why I'm being hard nosed about it.
Yep.
So
Thank you.
thank you for your time.
Time is of the essence on this, I think. I really do.
Well, the 23rd is the day.
If,
Okay.
can a
So-
citizen go in and help Carrie? And so she's one in charge,
Well,
do the legwork, the stuff.
they can ask Carrie, but ultimately it's a Sherry question.
Yeah, Sherry, but I know she's having health issues and Carrie's a deputy, so
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they can always ask.
she legally takes over and Sherry can't.
You can always ask, but
Oh, okay, I just wondered. Thank you, guy.
Yep.
Thanks, Lonnie.
Yep.
Thank
You guys sure you don't want me to stay and help?
Hey, you want to fix that?
I didn't even turn it on. Cup of coffee.
Thanks, guys.
Yep, thanks for coming in.
Yeah.
I think just.
Hey, Jeannie?
Get that off the voter roll, so.
Oh, yeah, I know, it's just a matter of pulling them, that's all. Shoot. All right, once Ty comes back, let's get the minutes and see if we can power through before noon.
Not drink anybody's coffee.
All right, we're gonna start with minutes and see what we can get through them.
Okay, well, I'm gonna have to just listen.
Very good point.
I just boggles my mind how it transferred everything, now that got stuck on yours. I don't understand that at all. That just makes no sense to me. They don't recognize me at all.
All right, Lonnie, you're up then.
You ready for the minutes?
Yep.
This is the Tuesday, January 2026, Macomb County Commissioner meeting minutes. Kerry Phillips, South Road Foreman, met with the board to discuss the new snow plow on the county weed department pickup, moving the buildings from the fairgrounds and repairing a road grader. The board attended the department head meeting with Paul Skyberg, Sheriff, Native Crockett Treasurer, Kerry Phillips, South Road Foreman, Dan Curtis, North Road Foreman, Nancy Stemple, GIS Coordinator, and Carrie Taylor, DES Coordinator. The next department meeting is scheduled for April 2026. Yes, Carrie?
You can finish if you want.
Oh,
I didn't know if you guys had seen that, if you knew anything about this, I just thought this.
I'd finished, but I'm only on the first paragraph, so.
Public notice, final decree, NRC. Water rights.
No, you didn't.
Well, like,
Water rights, Redwater River,
For what one?
Redwater. Is that just because we own land that touches the Redwater?
maybe, I was like, it doesn't really,
Is it as, did he say he was asking for a fee?
at the very bottom, it says something about a fee, but
Filing fee of $250.
Let's put it on the agenda for next Monday.
Okay.
So we can research it. Because we had to go on all our pieces and register all the water rights. I didn't think it was $250 though. I would have said we spent like 20, maybe the county's different.
Petitions must be made on a form prescribed by Montana Department of Natural Resources of Conservation and Conservation, Form 658. Has
You
a
know what, better yet, send it to John, ask him if we actually have to file for.
filing fee for
Water
$250 and can be found on the DIN. Must be filed within 180 days of it is noticed.
other than that,
Cool.
I'm not sure what's it saying, that somebody's trying to get water rights?
Could be.
Okay, continuation of the minutes. The Board of Commissioners of Macomb County, Montana met in regular session with Lonnie Jensen, Ty Taylor, and Alan Stemple present. Presiding officer, Alan Stemple, called the meeting to order.
No. I'll listen to you, Lonnie.
Wade and Gina Master, Frank Wright, Greg Nagel, Dwayne White,
Oh.
and Matt.
Oh, shoot.
There's an and in there that probably doesn't need.
Well, but who was that other guy? The older gentleman?
Okay.
Oh, Bruce Gressler.
Who's dressing? That's who the hand was. Okay. And Bruce Decker dressing that with board. Okay.
Okay.
I would.
Met with the board to discuss the Mount Antelope Type 1 zoning project. The first public meeting will be held at 2 p.m. on Friday, February. It's originally said 17, 23rd will be the date.
Yeah.
2026 in the courtroom of the courthouse.
All right.
Justice McMillan and Ross Eaton, Montana Department of Transportation, met with the board to discuss the acquisition of county land and easement to allow the road improvement project west of Brockway to continue. The meeting was open to public participation at 1 p.m. Paul Skyberg, Sheriff, and Tori Smith, Verkada, and Lindsey Williams, K-12, Montana, by phone, met with the board to discuss a potential security system for the courthouse. The January 12, 2026 minutes were approved as read. There were no committee reports. The board held the second reading of the resolution for establishing justice court office hours for 2026. Commissioner Taylor moved to approve resolution number 26-01-20A. And Commissioner Stemple seconded. Motion passed 3-0.
Did I second one or did Lonnie second that one? Usually it would be.
It's probably lying.
Yeah.
Okay. They gotta do three that they're amended anyway, so. Commissioner Jensen seconded, okay, sorry. Okay.
The second reading of the resolution establishing per diem and mileage rates for 2026 was held. Commissioner Stemple moved to approve resolution.
So that should be. Commissioner Jensen. Move to approve.
Resolution number 26-01-20B. And Commissioner Taylor seconded. Motion passed 3-0. The board held the second reading of the resolution establishing the daily rate of credit for incarceration for 2026. Commissioner Stemple moved to approve resolution number.
To put Jensen for Stemple again.
resolution number 26-01-20 and Commissioner Taylor second. Motion passed 3-0. The board held the first reading of the resolution setting the office hours for calendar year 2026. The board reviewed and approved the McKinstry Phase 3 retention request. Jeff Skyberg, airport manager, met with the board to discuss issues with the AWOS system. Doug Shenham Construction, and Kerry Phillips, South Road foreman, met with the board to discuss moving the old fairground buildings. Kerry Taylor, DES coordinator, met with the board to discuss a replacement system for Code Red. Commissioner Taylor abstained from the discussion. Correspondence occupied the board for the rest of the day, meeting adjourned at 5 p.m.
I'll roll. Through minutes, there's amended.
I will second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion passes 3-0. All right, we've covered type 1 zoning. We'll get clarification from John. Okay, second reading. The office hours. We agreed to give them, against Montana Code Annotated, we agreed to give them half a day on April 3rd, which is Good Friday, and then a full day on Christmas Eve. It's going forward. Now, what I don't know is if they'll come in and ask for New Year's Eve. Because New Year's Eve is a full day on the 31st. Or should we,
They still get.
well, but I'm almost wondering if we should do half a day on the 24th and half a day on the 31st. Because I'm pretty sure the question's gonna be asked, do we really have to work till 5 o'clock on New Year's Eve? Or we could table this and ask for input.
Not so sure why, I guess. Yeah, but
Because this year, we agreed on what times and dates were off, and then came in like the week before, and said, well, what about this? So,
I guess maybe we better get some input, and so we're not But the first is on a Friday, so we're getting that day off.
right,
I'm not sure why we would need to, but
I think half a day is plenty.
so do half a day on the 24th, half a day on the 31st.
Yeah. Sounds so good to me. But
Yeah, because then it's about the same amount. Yeah. Okay, so let's table this. And then we can have it rewritten to do. So, okay,
you know, if you have to go somewhere relative, some half a day gives you quite a bit of travel time.
well, and it's.
And they can use a vacation day if.
Yeah.
if they
Yeah,
want.
I mean, not everybody has to be in, because the only thing this impacts is the elected officials. Because everyone else is just on wages. If the courthouse is closed, you don't get a paid vacation. You just use your vacation time.
Right.
So the only thing it impacts is the elected officials. And it's already, I mean, they're already closing it against what Montana Code Annotated. Montana Code Annotated says they're allowed to. So. All right, so let's table it and let's do that for half a day of 24th, half a day of 31st, and half a day on the April 3rd. So, okay. Review the subdivision regulations. Has Chad given us what he's got so far?
no, if it's on there, no.
Okay.
Is it, he hasn't sent an email to us? Cause we haven't got nothing paper wise.
Okay, so, cause the actual type 2, and we're gonna have to just start reading that once they approve it.
Yeah,
So that's what we'll do, is we'll just get a copy, see if we can start reading ahead.
And that original one. I went through it, but if they're making changes,
Right.
you're kind of wasting your time
Yeah.
reading it.
Okay, so now the weird thing is, we'll have to have Carrie, um. Oh, no, okay, so this one, the, review the gravel permit renewal. And this is the notification, because the other one is the next one. So we don't have a gravel permit renewal. Let me ask her real quick.
did we get any bids on the?
I don't know. I talked, and Buzz called me about it. I told him it was gonna be in the circle banner for the next.
Sherry put that on there, so it might have just been a duplicate for the Dunham.
No,
We'll table the permit renewal. And then the Fisher Sand and Gravel, I think it's just a notification.
Was that done too?
yeah,
Did he send us a hard copy? Or did he send us? Cause Chad would be just doing.
yeah, that wouldn't have nothing to do with it, Fisher Sand and Gravel, would it? Why would Chad have anything to do with it?
Shouldn't. No. I don't have anything recent from Chad. Oh. And then the thing about the Dunham is just a notification, just letting us know.
No,
This is
So,
that's that original letter we got, isn't it?
yeah,
You've seen it, didn't you, Ty?
okay, so in effect, we reviewed that. And then. So, and then this is the MDT agreement. So we do have to sign this.
This is what they presented to us, the two guys last week, the Eaton and
I wonder if somebody else was up, cause it says renewal, right?
well, the one does, but there's two of them, then there's the review Fisher Sand and Gravel,
And that's the Dunham one.
yeah,
Yeah, that's a dumb one.
yeah. And what do we, just a notification on that, is that what, or do we have to sign off on them?
I didn't get any email from them.
I can't get it.
I can't find it.
So, it's got the subdivision regulations and,
It doesn't have that on, the one, this specific one, it just says Dunham gravel.
No.
And it's like the little, the permit thing that they do, the gravel one, it looked just like that one they did for the cut across. They spelled Macona on, but.
Yeah. It's a thought that.
Really? And what?
So you're gonna sign those twice. And then once I talked to Sherry about it. Once I get it all straightened out, then we'll have to look at their leases. See if we have to reduce their leases at all, but it would be such a small amount, it's not even worth worrying about at this point. So maybe that's what the thing about the water rights is. Of actually getting water rights for it, so. I don't know. Thanks.
I'm assuming the other one must be for. Cause that's a whole new one, right?
Well, it's gonna be a new pit, yeah.
The other one she has renewal, so I would assume she would have stuck it in.
Yeah. No, the Dunham will be a brand new pit, but I mean, we don't have a say one way or another if somebody wants to do a gravel pit. So. Just a notification basis for us.
No, but just sign.
So could be.
The only way we'd need like an encroachment permit or something coming on the.
It says certification by local governing body.
And that looks like that one new for the cut across too, like that was kind of what it looked like, right? That one you signed. And that was Riverview something. It's a picture.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, I'm not sure.
It's all good.
Them, easterners and, middle, all the southern states getting all this ice storm and snow, they don't know how to handle it.
Oh, yeah.
Tug was down in Mobile, Alabama wrestling. He said they usually stop before they leave, fill up on snacks and water and it wasn't a damn thing to buy.
Yeah.
And frickin' these guys are nuts down here. He's like, he said it ain't even that bad. But our Perry's dad said the same thing. It's in Texas because they're just wiped to. Everything's just wiped clean and they're like, I guess you just have to say that if you want to make a lot of money that day. Jack your prices a little bit, say here's a snowstorm coming.
This is all 3 different things for the MasterCard bill. And the MasterCard bill we pay out of cycle, because if not, they do charge us late fees.
And it needs stamped.
Gained a stamp. I have 2 of them now.
Nice.
You can go like heck, man. Two-handed.
put up a new calendar about, got this one all stamped out.
Yeah, that's why I like it about being late on the changing the calendar over, because you can stamp it any place, doesn't matter. Oh, we gotta turn timesheets in today too.
Oh, yeah.
You don't have to, but they're doing probably due by Thursday.
John and Real, you,
Just the one?
yeah, well, I stamped them if you wanna sign on the stamp, I suppose.
He can't.
You can, we'll let the chief do that.
Yeah.
Oh, we do have one bid for the tire, but we're supposed to wait till 2 to open it.
Yeah.
So. We'll just have to wait. Oh, committee reports. Anybody got any committee reports?
I do not.
No,
I went to the library board meeting on Wednesday. Nothing too exotic. They're continuing to spend their money. Their bathroom is all fixed up, so they're pretty happy. Continue to spend grant money. They got a Mid Rivers Technology grant. They're pushing harder to finish the personal histories. They got the Foundation for Montana History, doing the like personal interviews with the older folks. They're still working on Dolly Parton. Dolly Parton gives free books to kids 0 to 5. You get like a monthly book. All you gotta do is sign up. And then I went to the mental health board meeting on Thursday. Their group homes are pretty well full, so they're pretty proud of that. They've had pretty good luck there.
Proud that we got a bunch of loonies.
What's that?
they were,
Well, those are the ones, they don't need to live at home, but they can't live on their own.
I got you.
So they're not the drug dependent or anything. They're just, they're aging out of going someplace else. So they're pretty happy with that. They do need some therapists, but they're not too worried. They've definitely lost grant money over the last year, so that's hurt them. What they are having problems with, and I guess all of Eastern Montana's having problems with, and Lonnie probably can relate, is people that are like disturbed, like causing problems, acting out, hallucinations, something. Hard time finding beds for those folks. So, I mean, I forget how many months they said there was a wait. So somebody's bouncing in and out of law enforcement, and they needed to be like at Warm Springs, something like that. But there's no place for them, so they're trying to do that.
is there a new facility being built at Laurel?
That the state has said that's where it's going. Some of the folks in Laurel don't want it, but they have like 100 acres or something on the edge of Laurel. They can incorporate and do it. The state really wants it, and then I guess law enforcement really wants it, because they have some people that are like months behind having to do something with them. But until you can take them to a facility like that and get them through the mental health process, or whatever it is under law enforcement, you can't do anything with them. You can't take them to court or anything else. So they're just getting stuffed into county jails.
So it'll free up the jails.
It should open up some jails, yeah. And then the jail doesn't have to deal with somebody that's disturbed should not be in a jail. That's not fair to the jailers. Guy's got issues. He needs to be.
Well, and they're not gonna get the help they need there.
No, also true. So that was the highlights of my trips. We got a the DES Zoom call. We'll have to do that too. Then we can open the tire after that. We do, it's just jumped one. We have to respond to Sue's email, and then we should email Christine just to make sure we're good on whatever. The thing with Sue, I did talk to Sherry, and Sherry's like, it's the policy. And I know it's the policy because I know people have lost sick or not sick, vacation time. So Sue's not gonna be happy, but we've done it before, so it is what it is. So I think that's it, if we want to wrap up today's meeting.
So the health center's not having a meeting this year, this month, this year.
Okay. Is all the work done at the health center?
Not to my knowledge. I don't think it is, no.
All right. And obviously the door in this building's not done yet, and the door at the Beta Seat building's not done yet either. So. Oh, and then you said that we'll have to find somebody to take the fence down to the library.
Right, I talked to Lane and he
Yeah.
didn't think he could do it, so.
Okay. So I wonder if we should just do an ad in the paper. You know, and see who would be willing to, I mean, it's not a really big challenge. I mean, it's just a matter of unclipping the fence, rolling it up,
Take a Sawzall or something and whack the posts off.
yeah, because we don't need them to take out the concrete and stuff, I don't think. I sure hope that's not their intention, is that the concrete needs to come out. I get it, it's a tripping hazard, but you know what? If you're running around and you trip over it, then don't do it a second time.
I did send
If not, because is there still a fence in the back, do you know, between the library and whoever's house that is?
there's a fence there, but I don't recall if it's
Because that's
the
a
library.
library.
Yeah, there's, yeah,
So we sure as heck would not want to touch that.
that's where Mr. and Mrs. Kyle Huseby live.
Oh, okay. All right. So, but yeah, so maybe we'll put an ad in the paper.
I did send an email on Tuesday to Tori and explained that we were waiting on the grants as far as the security cameras, and we're gonna take some simpler measures.
Okay.
Until we hear about the grant.
Well, good. I think we're good for today. Hopefully we recorded.
All right.